less than 30% of woodlands in the South East have an approved woodland management plan. The Itchen Stoke proposal is an exemplar of a plan, as not only will it allow the estate to apply for the new grant scheme called the Countryside Stewardship grant, but also shows the owner how his woods can be managed to best fit his needs. When the Baring family took over management of the estate, they decided that they wanted to invigorate management of the woods, but that this would have to fit in with other management work across the estate. A priority was to ensure that the work that was done in the woods fits alongside the higher level stewardship scheme which is run by Natural England. The vision for Itchen Stoke is to diversify woodland habitats, restore the parkland settings, maintain the traditional shoot and to enhance the amenity, ecological and timber value of the woodlands in the most cost-effective way. And Simon's plan captures all of these aspects.
The Itchen Stoke estate is a traditional mixed agricultural estate. It has around 200 hectares of woodland, but this sits amongst a variety of other features in the landscape: arable, permanent pasture, water meadows, lakes and a vineyard. Due to the nature of the estate, woodland management doesn't sit in isolation. There is a parkland restoration project underway through HLS, and as a result we've got the woodland management objectives and the HLS objectives, and they need to dovetail. Delivery of this 10-year management plan will be communicated to interested parties, statutory agencies, just to make sure that in addition to the woodland outcomes, we're also benefiting the wider landscape, and from the estate's point of view, making sure that these things are commercially viable and that there's an economic return. The plan sets out how operations will be managed, both for economic returns, but also safeguarding the woodland's cultural value, its amenity, its biodiversity, and its position in the landscape. The intention is that through a variety of thinning regimes, the woodlands will be enhanced by opening up the canopy, allowing light to the ground, with obvious benefits for the ground flora, associated invertebrates and wider woodland wildlife. The management plan identifies a number of threats. The two primary ones: many of the woods are dominated by ash, and we're looking to reduce the dominance of that species in the face of Callara. And the second is the local deer population and the importance of continuing to manage that.
What really impresses me about this plan is the way it balances priorities. Simon's taking the Baring family brief right through from objectives to the operational activities. The plan clearly sets out survey data, Simon's views and the views of others, especially those managing other parts of the estate, such as the Shooting Keeper and Natural England, and then describes the work programme so I know exactly what different management options are and why they are being taken. Even better, this is done succinctly, so it's one of the shorter plans that I've received.
One of the great benefits of the woodland planning grant is it's allowed me to be able to walk every area, every bit of woodland across this estate, both the large blocks but also some of those quite disparate, really quite small blocks. It allows me to build up a picture of the complete woodland resource on the estate. What has also helped in terms of that sort of survey and gathering of information has been the HLS project, which is also underway on this estate, in that also provided some background information. Another benefit of the planning grant has been to allow me to consider the different objectives of the estate with regard to the woodlands, and from that to be able to in effect build a business plan for the owner. This sets out not only the costs and anticipated revenue generated from the woodland management, but it also identifies for him the constraints and challenges that are present. As an example, on the Itchen Stoke estate, there is an area of woodland that's around about 23 hectares, which is not financially viable to manage without improved infrastructure, without access. However, through the business plan and some calculations, we've showed that with a road construction grant from the Forestry Commission, we would be able to provide a return to the estate and therefore make the thinning of that woodland, the management of that woodland, viable. Improved access in this part of the estate will allow more efficient management of the local deer population, through the erection of high seats and also vehicular access to that area of woodland.
So this is a great example of how a management plan helps an estate organise its priorities for woodland management and work out a clear work programme. The challenge now is how this plan is delivered, and it's particularly pleasing to see how the Baring family have increasingly developed their interest in the woods. While having a great plan is vital, monitoring will also be important for the Itchen Stoke woods to meet the UK Forestry Standard. Two aspects of the monitoring proposal stood out for me. Firstly, that this part of the plan will be monitored as part of a much larger programme for restoring the estate's parkland under the higher level stewardship scheme run by Natural England. And secondly, that a full record of cost and returns will be maintained throughout the plan. This will ensure a positive net cash flow. I really hope that Simon and the Baring family secure the full restoration and sustainable management of these woods, and I look forward to working with them in the future to help this progress.